Welcome to the Piqua Arts Council's kickoff celebration. We'd love to be celebrating with you in person right now, but 2020 was hit with a global pandemic that changed all of our lives. We hope to get back on track later this year, but let's start by looking at what we did in 2020. First, we started the year with our kickoff celebration. It happened at Apple Tree Gallery and featured quintessential wins and a presentation about everything we plan to accomplish in 2020, as well as the appointment of our new officers and trustees. After that, we transitioned into Poetry Out Loud, which happened at Edison State Community College. Poetry Out Loud is a program put on by the National Endowments for the Arts and the Poetry Foundation. They work with state-level coordinators, in our case, the Ohio Arts Council, who in turn works with regional coordinators. Piqua Arts Council represented a 12-county region. We hosted our competition in early February at Edison State Community College, and we had an outstanding panel of judges that included a former Miss Ohio, a published author, and a Governor's Award-winning poet, playwright, and producer. At the end of the night, we were very fortunate to have Piqua's own Zuri Pope win our competition. Zuri went on to the state competition in March and ended up placing third. The winner of the national competition takes home a $20,000 cash prize. We look forward to hosting our second regional final this year. After Poetry Out Loud, we started working on Dancing with the Piqua Stars and our spring workshop. But both of those were put on hold due to the governor's stay-at-home orders. We decided to take that time to focus internally. We worked on our organizational work plan, our fall membership campaign, and we worked on looking for grants. It's safe to say, like many organizations, we went into survival mode. But survival mode tells you a lot about your organization. Many organizations closed up shop. They canceled all of their programming, closed their buildings, put their staff on leave just to save money. But not Piqua Arts Council. We took that time, we focused on those internal processes, and we looked at all of our programming and tried to find a way to still deliver quality artistic programming to the community, even with a global pandemic. I'm really happy to say that we were able to rededicate ourselves and find those new things. We pivoted a little bit and turned Rock Piqua into a drive-in concert series instead of our typical concert series. It featured a gigantic jumbotron, multiple camera angles, and everybody showed up and stayed close to their car for the event. The event was a huge success, thanks in part to the Miami Valley Center Mall for hosting us and Jamie Suttle and Clark Manson for performing. We couldn't be happier with the outcome of the event. Next, we decided that instead of doing a virtual art exhibit like many of our other agencies around the state of Ohio, we still wanted to host a physical art show. So we hosted our annual art show at Apple Tree Gallery, but we did our reception, our awards reception, virtually. We actually had a very nice presentation where we honored all of our award winners and everybody that entered the show. That video is available on YouTube if you want to see what we came up with for our virtual awards reception. After our awards reception, after the art show came down, it was time to worry about the Richard Sneary watercolor workshop. Richard had been scheduled to come in March, but we had moved it all the way back until early October. Richard is a national award-winning artist in watercolor. He brought a great wealth of knowledge and experience to the Artists of Piqua. We did our virtual Dancing with the Piqua Stars event. With the help of Indian Nation Station, Piqua Channel 5, we were able to put together a great video that still allowed all of our dancers to perform and get some more votes. This year's cast changed a little bit over the course of the year, but dancing the night of were Candy Etter and Maria Weaver, Veronica Geyer and Kyle Magazzo, Tara Miller and Dan Rosenbaum, Carla Zugelder and Ron Mullen, and Katie Voisinette and John Voisinette. Our judges, Jim Oda, Amanda Horn, and Blair Elliott, were responsible for choosing who would take home the most entertaining trophy. At the end of the night, they decided that John and Katie Voisinette would take home the most entertaining award. The top vote getter and the big winner for Dancing with the Piqua Stars in 2020 was Carla Zugelder and Ron Mullen. Our next event was another virtual event. We went ahead and did Sounds of the Season virtually to keep everybody safe. This year's concert featured Jimmy Phelps, Allison Babylon, Quintessential Winds, Jamie Suttle, and Clark Manson. You can still find that on our YouTube channel. Now tonight serves as our annual meeting in addition to being the kickoff for our year and our membership campaign. As part of our annual meeting, we appoint our new trustees and our new executive board. This year, the trustees of the Piqua Arts Council have made no recommendations for new trustees, but they have recommended that Mike McCorkle be president, Ann Bradle vice president, Brittany Van Horn secretary, Mike Cox treasurer, and per our bylaws, Aaron Scott would stay on as past president. Having heard no objections to that from our membership, we welcome those individuals to our executive board for 2021. Speaking of 2021, we've got a lot going on. We know that the pandemic may affect us until mid-summer, so we're going to make a lot of changes to our schedule, our lineup, and add some new exciting programming. First, our kickoff celebration is obviously virtual this year, but that doesn't mean that we're not happy that you're here listening to what we've accomplished and where we plan to go. Our next event on the schedule will be our Poetry Out Loud Regional Final. Again, we're hosting this at Edison State Community College on February 11th at 7 p.m. We will once again represent a 12-county region, pulling in students from all over this part of the state to compete. Judges this year include a poet, a singer-songwriter, and a storyteller. If you don't feel like joining us in person for that, you can always check that event out on our YouTube station, where we'll be live streaming the event and have it up later after the event. One of our first new events for 2021 is a community night at Moeller Brew Barn. In December, Moeller reached out to me and they asked if we would want to do a community night at their Troy Church Brewery. They'll donate 20% of all sales between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. back to the Piqua Arts Council. We hope you'll come out and join us, have a drink or have some food, and support the Piqua Arts Council. In addition to just those monetary donations, if you come down, you'll also be able to see Reflection playing from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., as well as a drink-themed art exhibition and an artist demoing all night long. Once we complete the community night at Moeller Brew Barn, we jump right into our spring workshops. This year we're having 2 spring workshops instead of our traditional 1. During the Richard Sneary watercolor workshop, we realized that a lot of our artists could benefit from a fundamentals workshop, a workshop that focused on the basic building blocks of the elements and principles of design. We wanted it to still be fun and not just lessons all day. So half of the day will be dedicated to learning experiences, and this other half of the day will be an open studio where our expert instructor will work with each student on projects that they want to work on. This workshop's open to students of all skill levels, and all skill levels will benefit from this, but we would prefer that the people that come to this workshop work in either drawing mediums or in painting mediums. Sorry, we're going to try to add a photography workshop later in the year though. Our next workshop, which will take place in May, will be a 4-day watercolor workshop. Once again, we'll have a nationally or internationally awarded artist come in and teach that workshop. Summer might present some challenges to us. We know that, and we're looking towards it, and we're already making plans on how we might modify programming for summer. But right now, we're still planning to have our Rock Piqua food truck rally and concert series in June, July, and August. We want to do those in downtown Piqua, and we've got a great location picked out that we think will work great this year. Each concert will feature a different genre of music so that we appeal to a very broad demographic. Also, if you want to stay up to date, follow the Rock Piqua Facebook page because we'll post any updates that we have there, as well as the Piqua Arts Council Facebook page. August is going to be a really busy month for us because not only are we doing our Rock Piqua concert, but we moved Dancing with the Piqua Stars from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. That way we can be sure we can do the in-person event. We'll be doing that at Romer's Piqua once again. It'll feature 6 couples again this year, all trying to get your votes to take home that mirror ball trophy. September kicks off with the art exhibit. Our annual art exhibit runs the entire month of September and starts with our annual awards reception on the first Thursday of the month. The Piqua Art Show is one of the largest art shows in the state. It traditionally hosts more than 180 works of art from 90 different artists. We allow artists of all ages from 16 up to enter this show. There are 6 categories for the show: drawing, water media, oil and acrylic, 3-dimensional work, photography, and miscellaneous. So no matter what you create, we've got a spot for it in our show. Next in September, we've got our Arts and Ale Festival. Our Arts and Ale Festival is a true celebration of the arts. We have live music, arts and craft vendors, kids activity area, a painting competition, and regional craft beers for you to try at that event. Once we complete those 2 events, we move right into our oil painting workshop. These workshops usually sell out in a matter of days because we're one of the only organizations in the state of Ohio that brings in instructors of the quality level that we require to be an instructor. That workshop will also be 4 days, and it's for intermediate to advanced students. After that, we close out the year with 2 more events. December brings our Holiday Open House, which is an opportunity for us to thank our members, donors, sponsors, and volunteers. That event we put on with Main Street Piqua, the Miami County United Way, Grow Piqua Now, and the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. Our last event of the year is our Sounds of the Season concert, which takes place on December 4th in the evening. It'll feature local and regional performers, and we really hope you'll put that on your calendar. I mentioned earlier that we were going to work on some new programming for the beginning of 2021. Our first new program that we're working on is our Homegrown Arts video series. Homegrown Arts is all about featuring local creatives and telling their stories. So we went out and we found creatives that work in different stages of their careers. So not only are we looking at semi-retired and people that have been in business for a long time, but we're also looking at those mid-career people, and we're even going to tell the stories of how the arts have impacted some recent graduates of Piqua High School and how that's impacting where they're going to go in their life later. We're working with Indian Nation Station and Piqua High School to put these videos together, and I want to thank them both for their cooperation. Look for those videos to start sometime in early April, and they should run through May. Our musicians' benefits concerts are one of the things I'm most excited about for 2021. This started as an alternative to Rock Piqua. When we weren't able to have Rock Piqua last year, the board and myself said, what else can we do? And we came up with this idea of doing high quality video productions that we would air once a week. I decided early on that if it was a series of 6 videos and each one was an hour long, that'd be a great alternative to our regular traditional Rock Piqua concerts. But we wanted to find the money and to fund this outside of our Rock Piqua budget. So it took a little longer than expected, but we've now raised the money to produce these concerts and make sure they're extremely high quality concerts. I wanted them to be made for TV quality, so we're working with a professional videography crew and a professional audio production crew to make sure that the quality of these videos is second to none. Each one of these 6 concerts will feature a different regional band through a variety of genres. These videos will also start in April and be aired once a week on the Piqua Arts Council YouTube channel, Facebook, Indian Nation Station, and through many of our other media partners. Our goal for this is to raise $100,000 to benefit the musicians of Miami and Montgomery County. We've already worked with many foundations to help secure early sponsorships for that, and we're still looking for more money to make sure we can help as many musicians as possible. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. It's really important for me that you're out there listening and hearing what we're doing, and hopefully getting as excited as I am for what we have coming up. Our membership mailing should be hitting your mailbox any day now. So go ahead, fill that out, and get your 2021 Piqua Arts Council membership early. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight and supporting the Piqua Arts Council. Have a good night.